Good friggin' morning, and welcome to the So New England podcast. We are now on episode 4. My name is Ian Brownhill. I am joined by my co-host, RJ Travisano, and behind the cameras on production is our good friend, Vincent Guarneri. Today, we have got a really awesome special guest, which I am wicked excited to have here, a good friend of mine. So without further ado, RJ, why don't you tell us who we have in studio today?
A little bit of bragging time because you keep hooking me up with the best guests because you know I love food. Since 2011, serving up delicious Armenian style with an American twist. Voted 2014 Healthiest Lunch on Yankee Magazine. Not once, not twice, 3 times.
Big three.
Voted
Big three.
Rhode Island Monthly Food Fights, pretty much the sandwich champion. And featured on a very popular New England TV show, Phantom Gourmet.
Ooh.
Rhode Island's very own. From Sonia's Market.
Market.
Ah,
That was a great intro.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Isn't it great? He does such a
Yeah,
good job. I
that
say this all the
was-
time. Like,
I thoroughly
I didn't realize how
enjoyed-
cool I am.
Yeah,
That was a
you
great intro.
actually are quite cool.
That was very
'Cause
cool.
You,
Appreciate it,
you
man.
gave me so much more to do, but I was like, I got to keep it short and sweet or I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
It was
Because it's
perfect.
gonna be so
It was
much.
perfect.
So,
That was
yeah,
excellent.
so welcome. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Yeah,
This is
well,
fantastic.
Yeah, we're super excited.
I feel like a celebrity sitting here with Ian, so this is
Yeah,
awesome.
come on now.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
So, you and I, we met, what, probably about 6 months ago?
6 months to a year, maybe?
Yeah, 6 months to, I mean, time flies pretty
Yeah,
quick.
no, something like that. Yeah.
So, shout out once again. I feel like every episode we are shouting out Laura from Buns and Bites, our first episode
Yes.
guest, because she
Laura's
introduced
the
me to you.
goat.
Yeah.
She brought me in. She said, I've got this guy who's got this great deli with some amazing food. He's looking to do some promotional work. Would you mind coming in? I was like, me, food, I'm in. Let's do it.
Better than that.
And then we met. You gave me pretty much everything on the menu.
Yeah, that
and,
was a fun day.
It was.
That was an awesome
Oh
day.
my God, it was
I
so
gotta
delicious.
stop
Yeah.
ignoring
That-
those text messages.
That was a
I
fun
invite
day.
you out to come and get this food. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we met, and honestly, you and I had a great rapport.
It was
good
easy.
relationship, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like I can already call you a friend. And
Yeah.
we've done a few videos, and
We hit it.
since.
That first video was easy. It
Yeah.
was like it's seamless. It was just like 2 takes, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
I
And
had the
then-
most. I wish it was more takes because you would have just kept bringing out more
Yeah,
sandwiches.
no, it was
for me.
awesome. It was awesome. And the second video was even easier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we worked really, like super well together. So surprised I haven't gone viral yet, but
Yeah. Well, we're getting
we're getting there.
Work
We're
in
getting there.
progress.
Once this
One day.
airs.
But listen, he listed off of some amazing accomplishments you've had about Sonia's Deli. So why don't you give us a little backstory, man? How did Sonia's Deli come about?
Ah, man.
Who are you? How did this business start? The people want to know.
Yeah. All right. So probably about 2009 and 2010, I worked there. This business was already started by another Armenian family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Jenigans.
No, that's us.
Oh, okay.
That's me.
I was going to say, I
Yeah.
thought I read that, but I was
Yeah.
like, I just want to make sure and ask because
Yeah, that's
when you read it, that was my bad. Okay.
No, you're
Got
cool,
it.
man. So that's us. So the business was started by another family. I was in and out of school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I liked business. I like to work with people. I didn't want to sit in an office.
Right.
So I was in and out of school, I was taking classes at Rick, and I worked there part-time. And one day I remember I went home, and I come from a line of small business. My mom's been in small business for 42 years.
Oh my gosh, what does she do?
Yeah, she owns a clothing store, coincidentally also called Sonia's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so she's
okay.
like a staple in the business community. She's
Right.
been so actually fun fact about her. Her first store was in the arcade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
and then
awesome.
she moved to Garden City, and then they
Nice.
built their own building on Oakland Ave. So
Oh.
anyway,
This is that's like a miracle Rhode Island story.
it's
Wow, we
actually
love
pretty cool.
that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she's been
good for
through
her.
the ups and downs for 40
Yeah,
years.
I bet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was working there. I went home one day and I just mentioned to my parents. I said, it's really busy, but I think it needs a few management corrections, you could say. And I think my parents said, would you want to buy it? I was 22. I was like, yeah, sure. Sounds fun. Next thing you know, 6 months later, my parents handed me the keys. They facilitated the deal. And they kind of left me figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
And 13 years later, something like 12 years later,
Yeah.
here we are. So it was kind of meant to be because it's the same name as my mom's business
right.
and just a different spelling. So everyone always asks, why is your mom's store spelled with a Y? Sonia's
Okay.
with a Y and we're
Gotcha.
Sonia's with an I. We bought it like that. And it was too confusing to change it. So
Right,
we
right,
said,
right.
screw it. Let's keep it like this.
Right.
So that's how it started. And
Excellent.
here we are sitting with you guys.
That's so
beautiful.
cool.
It's
so
cool.
your family and you guys are born bred Rhode Islanders.
Oh,
Or
well,
where are you from originally? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
So I have to say we're Armenian, 100% Armenian. That's a big thing, right?
Yep.
I have to mention that. My dad's from Providence. My mom's from Springfield, Mass. But she moved here when she opened her her store at like 22. So
Okay.
she's a Rhode Islander.
Right.
But we're North Providence, North
Providence,
North Provolone. So we're from, me and my sister grew up in North Providence. But now my parents are in Smithfield, and the two of us are now Cranstonites.
Nice.
But
Okay.
yeah, we are very, very proud to be from Rhode Island.
And let's plug this early. What is the address of Sonia's Deli?
Oh yeah, so it's 816 Park Avenue.
Park Ave.
We're in Cranston, right
Dead
across.
center of Cranston,
So this is a Rhode Island thing, right?
Right.
We're right across from the old Benny's.
Right. There you go. I love that.
Got
That's it.
I feel like that's so Rhode Island.
It's so Rhode Island.
That's so Rhode Island.
Like the landmark, right? They're like,
Yeah.
"Where are you?" I'm like 816. They're like, "Oh," I said, "You know the old Benny's?" Like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. Every time.
Boom, right there.
Never fails.
Right,
That's
never
what they have to
fails.
give
So yeah,
directions.
we're love to be in Cranston. I mean,
Awesome.
I just want to say this, okay? Cranston's the mecca of the universe, and I'm not kidding. It's the best.
Unbelievable.
It's got everything.
It
All
is-
right, I
it
feel like
is
we
a
can end the
beautiful spot.
episode there.
Right?
What a Cranston
And,
statement.
ooh.
My gosh.
Best city in the country.
Oh
It's
my
great.
gosh, I love that. That's so great.
Yeah.
So, so food wasn't really your passion. That wasn't necessary. Would you say that like
Nah,
you kind of like? It seems to me like you kind of just fell into the opportunity and then
Yeah.
you created a passion out of that.
So I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Right.
Right. And I was probably, all of a sudden I was 21, 22. My parents were like, all right, you got to do something. Like,
Right.
what's going on here? I wanted to open a bar. I wanted to open a hookah lounge. This is back before they were all over the place.
Right.
I wanted to do something. And when I was working there, I learned the ins and outs. But I always worked in food. I always worked in food, like since I was probably 15.
Right.
So I was
as most North Providence
Oh, of
people
course, right? It's,
Yeah, right.
So I worked in food, so I got accustomed to kitchens and the fast pace and that stuff. So it came natural to me. But I'm not a cook. We kind of I picked it up. I figured it out.
Right,
A
right,
lot
right.
of the stuff. So some of the staff when we bought it stayed.
Right.
And
okay.
then, but over time, they leave and you got to figure it out. I'm
Right.
super lucky. After about 4 or 5 years of business, my sister came in.
Mhm.
And then she's a great cook. My mom's a great cook. And they kind of helped revamp some of the recipes, make them easier to streamline.
Gotcha. Okay.
But honestly, man, it was trial and error. We just figured it out. And
That's
that's
so cool.
business.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You just
awesome.
you don't quit. You just figure it
Yeah.
out. Sucks,
Right.
make it again. You know what I'm saying? Like you just
100%.
figure it
Well,
out.
I mean, that first award we mentioned, 2014, healthiest lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, if my math's right, you were still fairly new at that point.
Yeah, so we do a lot of, so we're it's weird, right? Like if you told me 10 years ago, like this would be the business concept, I'd be like, you're nuts. Doesn't make any sense. You have
Right.
all this Mediterranean stuff, but then you're carrying all boar's head cold cuts. You're bringing in French baguettes, but then you're making all like Mediterranean pastry. It doesn't make sense,
Right.
but it does. Like all of a sudden,
works.
it's like a one-stop shop.
Right. Right.
We like the Mediterranean food. Speaking of like healthy, it's the hummus, tabbouleh,
Yeah.
grape leaves, eggplant, pita chips. Everything's homemade. That's that Mediterranean diet's really healthy.
Right.
So we were super fortunate to get picked up by Yankee Magazine. They ran a great special on us. We went on. There was like an episode that aired on TV. It was awesome.
That's
So
so
that's
cool.
yeah,
Wow.
it's a big that food's healthy. When I grew
Yeah.
up, right, my mom would pack that. That wasn't popular,
Right.
I was trying to trade kids for it's that that
PB&J's and fruit roll-ups.
yeah, man. That that
100%.
story, like the ethnic kid tried to trade, for that was. I was like, Mom,
Shout out Wasim. Remember
Wasim,
Wasim
yeah.
we went to high school with.
I was like-
same thing. He always had the grape leaves. and
right?
stuff.
Yeah, I was like, Mom, I don't want like meat pies. Like like I don't want spinach pies. I'm 11.
Right.
But now it's so popular.
Yeah.
Like everybody eats it. So we got lucky.
And then really like that, your market and your food, Rhode Island. I wouldn't say that you have like any competition really, because Rhode Island is mostly
Italian
Italian
delis.
food and Italian delis.
Yeah.
It's, where am I going to go and get my prosciutto and
Right.
my mozzarella and my Italian guy over there, he loves that stuff. Or
love it.
it's like chicken cutlets. So
Listen, I love that stuff.
who doesn't?
I
I
mean,
mean, it's delicious. But I'm just saying,
best.
it's nice to not. It's like one thing to have
What a
other
job.
options, but it's another thing the fact that you have other options of such variety that are well done
So
and still appealing to the masses.
yeah, it's cool because like not everybody wants Mediterranean food.
You getting hungry?
Give me the meat sweats over here talking about chicken cutlets.
I
Goodness
absolutely
me.
friggin' love cutlet.
Oh man, listen.
I love cutlet.
Shout out Lisa, Vinny's mom. Cutlets.
We'll have to bring you some in
Sunday
next time.
dinner.
Yeah, she makes
cutlets,
she makes
like
a mean
pile
cutlet.
of 'em.
When he introduced you and said your name, it was the guy from the Jersey Shore. It's like the same name,
Close
Literally.
enough.
Yeah.
close enough.
We get
man.
confused.
Right?
Yeah.
You're the OG.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially
you're the OG.
especially when the
I was
fist
famous
pump,
for him.
Right? Yeah.
especially when the fist pump comes out
Right?
on the dance floor.
Sorry.
So I gotta say, man, I love that food.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
I love
delicious.
Italian food. You know, like all the meats, prosciutto, mortadella, capicola. I love it all. But at home, we didn't grow up with all that.
Right.
I got it from all my friends' houses.
Right.
Yeah.
And just literally every deli in North Providence when I
Right.
was a kid.
Right.
My dad used to take me Saturday, you'll get a sandwich. We used to go to the sandwich hut,
Right.
get stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bricattis.
Yep.
And so I love that stuff. We have a lot of that. It's weird. Like you can come in if you don't want falafel, we make a awesome Italian,
There you
right? If you don't want, grape leaves or whatever, we make a turkey club that's fantastic.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we have something for everybody. It's
Right.
wild. Yeah. It's a lot of work. A lot of work.
bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. Some days my staff's going to kill me, but
Well, you're doing something right.
Yeah,
Yeah, something.
that's true.
I
So
don't know.
what is Phantom? So this is gonna show. I don't really know. I'm not familiar. What is the Phantom Gourmet? What is that? Is that it's a TV show? Or?
It's absolutely friggin' cool.
Okay,
It is
cool.
the coolest TV show.
okay. So
they're-
tell me how that came about.
So they're based in Boston.
Okay.
But they air, I want to say, in every New England state.
Yes.
Okay.
They air in every New England state, and they literally just go around and highlight local restaurants in each state, each city.
Nice.
All the way from, I think it's New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut, Mass, Rhode
Right on
Island.
Sorry, you said New England State. I don't know why
Right.
you said Connecticut.
Right on brand. Stop. Right on brand for
Sorry,
us.
I have. Sorry.
I don't like
I have Connecticut listeners.
No,
I'm
no.
just kidding, guys. I love you all.
Okay, but Connecticut is like sometimes the traffic's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a pass through. Let's be honest. It's a pass through.
At least for most of us.
But
it
I
is.
am going to say, you want to talk about food, the pizza's,
Yeah.
Yeah, can't be beat.
Yeah.
Sally's
can't be touched.
unbelievable.
The
It's
best.
the best.
It's the best.
You can't go wrong.
You really can't.
Yeah. You
I
guys
want
had
pizza.
the white clam from Frank Pepe's? Have you had it?
Listen to me. I made a whole video about this. The thought of white clam on
I
a
know.
pizza. It's like I guess the argument of like pineapple on pizza.
I get it. Yeah.
But also, do not compare like a succulent, juicy, delicious, fruity, sugary pineapple to a clam. I don't understand that on a pizza, but people in the
bomb.
comment section when I talked about it went
Bomb.
nuts. Have
I'm
you
not
had it?
food biased. I'll eat anything.
Me too.
It's
I
true.
could care less.
Me too.
If the pizza looks good, it's going right here.
Oh, no.
going right in
We
the
went
mouth.
to Orlando and we went down to Disney for his bachelor party. And when we went there, we were drinking around the world, and I saw him eat an M&M off the floor. So, like I said, he'll eat anything.
Listen, 5-second rule. 5
Also,
days.
not
at that
deny.
point, we were like 10 countries.
I
in,
was
so-
drinking around the world, so that's a very strong possibility.
Honestly, I'd probably do the same.
Yeah.
So,
We were
but-
in Belgium. The M&M might have been from Belgium.
Was it Belgium? Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Oh, the bratwurst. Anyways,
Belgium seems cool. I want
It was.
to go to Belgium.
It was a lot of fun. I don't feel like everyone was like, you have to do it in like a specific order. I was like, I don't know. I feel like you just start wherever you want.
Did you say your bachelor party was at Disney? Is that what you said?
So we did it in Orlando, but for one of the days, we went to Disney to drink around the world.
Dude, fantastic.
It
I
was
had a
like,
great best man.
and then we
Fantastic.
decided to
That's
go
awesome.
on the. Okay, here's a little amateur move by all of us. I haven't been at Disney since I was like a child.
Yeah.
So we planned this whole thing out, and I'm like, yeah, well, we're there. I know that like the drinking around the world isn't really like the amusement park. I know they have like some rides, but like,
Yeah.
But when we got there, everyone's like, oh, this is where the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride is. I was like, all right, cool, let's go. And we get there, and I'm like, where's the line start? And she was like, oh, honey, you got to get online. I'm like, I want to get in line, not online. She's like, no, you have to download an app. You have to check in. You have to
Oh,
buy
yeah.
a reservation.
Way
I'm
over
like,
my head.
Yeah,
what the hell
that was a
happened
lot.
at Disney, dude? Anyway, so we like checked in, and the only time we can get on was like 6:30 at night, and we're there. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what the hell are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Lo and behold, we drank all day, and then we got on a roller coaster at night. It was the worst decision. I
But the
already
best.
have vertigo.
But the best.
Yeah. Well, the rest, the
So much
Airbnb was spinning the entire night for me.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
You definitely need a Disney adult. Shout out Jen,
Yep.
my work friend. Just like the other ones. You need a Disney adult.
So funny, I have never my parents, their idea of like a vacation, they sent me to like, we used to go to like Canada to visit family, or they sent me to Armenia for like a pilgrimage. And I was like, and I'm not kidding. That was my graduation gift. All my other friends got cars. And my parents were like, you're going to go to Armenia, then like work in like a village area. And I was like, okay, like 17, right?
Right,
okay,
right.
like that's a great gift. But I went to Disney the first time I was 30. So 6 years ago. So one of my close friends, was her birthday. She goes every year. And that's where she went to her birthday. So it was the first time I went to Disney. I'm not a ride guy. Yeah. Actually, what's the one that goes in the elevator and you fall?
Oh, Tower.
Okay.
Tower, yeah.
So I was with 2 other people like in the party, and we waited like literally an hour and a half. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, right?
Yeah,
first ride. I'm terrified.
Right.
Bro, we finally get in, right to the front. The elevator opens up, next group up. See ya. Out.
You dipped?
Dip.
Oh my
Dip.
gosh. No,
I dipped,
come on.
Dip and went and grabbed a drink, and I just sat and people watched for like 2 hours. So yeah, I'm terrified of rides. So that's a fun fact.
Actually, Tower of Terror, probably. So I was like a big ride guy. We both were growing up.
Yeah.
Six Flags, like all the time. I was a big ride guy. But like honestly, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I always had like bad ears, but I get vertigo, like just
vertigo's
all
bad.
the time. Like just like sitting here, I could get dizzy. Saying it out loud, I'll probably get it later. Knock on wood.
Right.
But it's just like. So I go on these rides, and like I am not afraid of heights. I love roller coasters. I think that they are so sick. I have so much fun. Yeah. But the minute I get on them, my eyeballs start knocking together, and I like can't see. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna puke on this poor 5-year-old behind me who already doesn't want to be on the ride. But like Tower of Terror, loved it. Had so much fun. The next day, this is kind of like gossip, but like the next day, someone had a heart attack on the ride. Oh, like after I was on it, and I went on it. See, like that's 4
why I
times.
don't like rides.
Yeah, and they don't even
they freak me out.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm like probably the least adventurous, right? Like I mean, I've been to Six Flags. Like everyone I'm with goes on them, and like I want to,
right.
But then I don't want to get a heart attack like that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like,
Same.
right, I'll just sit at the bar.
Yeah.
You know, like even skiing, like all my friends ski.
Right.
You know, my best friend is like a skier.
Right.
Like he like does that whole like 80 miles an hour down that thing.
Love it.
Fiance, I mean, she says she skis. I think she just slushes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the guy in the cabin who's like sitting by the fire with like,
Chilling.
Baileys and a coffee. And I'm just like, all right, have fun.
Well, yeah, every resort needs that guy.
Yeah, I'm that
so
guy.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I could play that role pretty well. I'll nod off.
I feel that.
I watch the game, hang out. Yeah, that's me.
This honestly, I feel like this feels like Rhode Island because like now at this point we're totally off track.
Oh,
yeah.
my
we just
bad. This is my bad.
No, this isn't your bad. I'm the one that told the Disney story. So, but anyway, so let's finish the Phantom Gourmet. How did that come about?
All right. So Phantom Gourmet. So anyway, you got the gist. They go to every state, city, and highlight a restaurant. Basically, so I've watched show a bunch. Like Saturday afternoons, they rerun. My dad will always have it on because it's cool, right? That's how you find awesome local places.
Absolutely.
They don't do like big chains.
Right.
That's the thing. They do mom and pop. And I got an email one day, and it just said, we're reaching out for Phantom Gourmet. We saw you guys online. We came in and tried it, and then we liked it, so we want to put you on.
Right.
I said, yeah, sure. I didn't realize how big it would be.
Right.
So we did like a Zoom, interview, and they would kind of interview you, see if you make the cut, see if you're a good, because they put you on TV for they're there in the store for like 8 hours, so I think they have to kind of brief you, see who can. Yeah. So we loved the interview on Zoom. I did it with my sister, and they were like, yeah, you guys are in. We'll come in on whatever day, X day. And I didn't realize that they were going to show up with a legit camera crew. Yeah. Legit. They have these big ass cameras. By the way, this is like a work day. Like this is like Tuesday. Like we'll be there at 9. I'm like, okay, sure. I thought it was going to be like 2 little cameras and a couple guys. They bring in cameras in your face while you're working. And I'm like, oh, they have lights everywhere. There's like a narrator, and they're there. They think they get like 5 minutes of airtime, but it takes like 7 hours.
Right? Yeah.
And it was wild. Fast forward, they aired it. They finally, they shoot you an email saying it's like 6 months later. Oh, we're going to air it. I'm like, all right, awesome. So a lot of my friends got together, watched it. My family, we loved it, and it boomed.
Yeah.
Dude, because we highlighted some like Armenian foods that we make in our grocery section.
Yeah.
That are hard to find. Dude, 15 people from Cape Cod, 20 people from Massachusetts,
Wow.
That's
Connecticut.
awesome.
That's so awesome.
It was wild. And then
So
and
cool.
then locals for lunch. People
Right.
were like, even down in Cranston, like, oh, I didn't even know you were here. I'm not exaggerating. I don't have like stats. I would say in that first couple of weeks, at least 200-300 people came in from it.
Wow.
It was nuts.
That's pretty good.
I was gonna say, because I know they talk about that sometimes. I know he'll attest to this. Triple D,
Oh,
the Triple D.
That's my
effect.
next thing.
And then the Barstool Pizza reviews.
Yeah.
He actually, good for him, which I thought was very, Dave gets a lot of flack, but he actually did a guy and he was like, hey, we're going to rate this pizza, but we're not going to talk about it because he physically could not handle what was going to happen once he went on Barstool.
Yeah.
But that's like a real thing. So even something
yeah.
as cool as that, so that really puts you guys on the spot and kind
Oh, it
of
was
cranked out
wild.
some business,
Still.
huh?
So they aired it, and then the coolest thing is it's not just a one-time thing. They air it all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I think they've
Free
aired
promo.
that. Oh yeah, they've aired it. I want to say a dozen times.
That's
Ooh.
Sometimes
awesome.
I'll wake up and when I was living with my parents, well, I kind of still am. I just moved to Cranston, so I'm still at my parents. But I'd come upstairs. It's like Sunday morning, 8:00, and I could hear my voice on the TV. My dad's watching it. It's on again.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
They air it all the
Cool.
time. So about a year after, maybe 6 months after, same thing. Lady emailed me, said it got such good reviews. Right, we want you to come to the studio in Boston, and we're gonna do a. You know when they do that recap.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
do it for everybody. They do
Kind of like Shark Tank when they're like, see where they
yes,
are now.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she said, can you come down to the studio, to Boston, and we're gonna basically air your episode behind us and talk about your experience. I'm like, yeah, this is
That's
great.
awesome.
So they aired the episode behind us, and we kind of sat like this. I brought a bunch of food. You put it out, and he literally just interviews you, standing up. What was your experience? This and that. Tell us about the store. Tell us about yourself. And then that was a different episode.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then they put that up.
That's awesome.
Same thing. Another couple hundred people came.
That is so cool.
Phantom Gourmet's it's the shit.
Lock in for episode, I don't know, 12 or 13. Bring him back because food comes with this.
Okay, yeah.
I will bring food next time.
No, that's really
Guaranteed.
cool though because, again, if you did you know that they were going to not only air the first episode as many times you did, but then did they even talk about an opportunity to come back?
So she said if it all goes well and we get good interaction, we might have you come to the studio.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I said, yeah, all right, cool. That sounds pretty, like I'd love to do it. And I guess they did because they called us and we had to go down and, it was like midday. I had to go. It was kind of cool because there were like 4 other restaurants. We were all waiting in the back. Where are you from? The one was from like Bangor, Maine. And
Oh,
they were
cool.
doing wings. And there was like another guy from Boston who did sliders. And it was cool. So we all got our 5 minutes fame. The cool thing about Phantom Gourmet, there's nothing attached to it, right?
Yeah.
Like they kind of do you this. I mean, listen, it's a lot of work, especially that day. It's no joke. But they do you this like massive favor of, blowing you up.
Yeah.
And it works.
Good for
So
them.
yeah, no,
That's huge.
they were awesome dudes. It was a lot of fun, man.
Shout
That's
out
so
Phantom
awesome.
Gourmet.
Yeah,
We'll
Phantom
talk to
Gourmet
you
is
soon.
awesome.
That is
Phantom-
so cool.
Yeah.
That's-
Triple
I
D
can-
is my next one.
Congratulations.
All right, thanks, man. Triple D
That's
is
really
that's what
cool.
I don't know if I'm like a diner, diver, or drive-in, but I'm but I'm
We'll
a
make it
deli.
work.
Yeah.
Deli,
Deli.
so
Make it the
there you
fourth
go.
D.
Right? So
Deli.
yeah, so
That.
that's
Awesome.
my next thing.
Cool.
So the other thing that you have been so successful with is the RI Food Fights.
This is my favorite.
yes.
I'm
Yeah.
so pumped for
And
this.
you have won. What was the award for it?
Not even once.
Not twice.
Three
Three-peat.
times.
Repeat.
Yeah.
And that is. And how does that work for you? So
yeah.
and tell me, what is the menu item that wins you this 3 consecutive years in a row, so people know what to come in and order?
So we're gonna give Jim Nellis a shout out. He
Yep.
started
Yep.
this.
He did.
And
Jim
it's
actually was one of the first people to share one of my videos
fantastic.
on his page. So Jim, thank you very much.
Yeah.
He was
Shout
one of
out
the first.
Jim.
He was one of the first individuals to share my
That's
videos
cool.
when I was first starting out, which helped me engage a lot more with the Rhode Island audience because of his reach. So
Jim's awesome.
Jim sounds
Jim's
like a great
fantastic.
guy.
So like years ago, they do every month they do a different food, right? They'll do coffee one month, they'll do donuts, they'll do burgers, they'll
Yep.
do pizza, and March is best sandwich. So I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, he came in, introduced himself, and said basically, would you like to do it? The customer buys a coupon book, and there's 20, 30, 40 participating restaurants in there, and you clip it out, and each one you can redeem at that restaurant.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Yeah,
like the coupon book will have tons of different places, and if you can get to them all, you get to them all. It's only in 30
That's
days.
the challenge.
So the donut thing, like I can't eat a donut for 30 days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, sorry. You say yes, but we don't know what you mean. We could do 30 donuts in a day.
Okay.
We could hit all those coupons in 2 hours.
Listen, I'm a betting guy. So next show, I'm gonna bring 30 donuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's easy. That's easy money for me.
No,
they have to be Dunkin', by the way.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what a pet peeve of mine is?
Ooh.
All these like fancy donuts.
Yeah.
Hate them.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name drop. But
No,
listen,
no. We're not name dropping anything.
quality over appearance.
Okay. 100%.
Yeah.
I just want $1.79 frosted, frosted chocolate sprinkle donut glazed. Some of these, they're like $9.
I was gonna say your first mistake was wanting anything in Rhode Island for $1.79.
No, I know, right?
You're in the wrong state.
They're like maple bacon cereal.
Yeah.
It's like a meal.
Right.
Yeah.
How do
And you
you
know
eat
what
that?
happens is in order to decorate these donuts, they need to make them slightly bigger.
They're huge.
and thicker and stronger to hold
like a
the
cake.
decoration. It's ridiculous. But like I'm like, okay, so basically I'm just eating an Oreo and then a not good quality donut.
No.
Right. I need like a good cake donut. I need something that's like
I'm a
again,
simple donut guy. Like
Yeah,
I don't
very
need all the
simple. Nope, none of
the
it.
fluff.
Yeah.
I just want there's nothing chocolate frosted, chocolate or the
Glaze
glazed
sticks, chocolate frosted.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
coffee stick.
Coffee sticks.
Glaze stick is where I'm at.
Yep.
Glaze stick's
I
the
like
best.
You
Yeah.
actually
I'm a rando,
introduced
but
me to glaze
I
sticks.
like maple frosted.
It's great.
But you know
That's
what
a
though?
good
I'm
one.
kind of like a sugar addict, so that's
Yeah.
probably why it's really sweet. So
Some of the donuts I just can't do the
the churro donut from Dunkin' actually was delicious.
Dunkin' Donuts,
Yeah,
and I'm not just saying this, are fantastic.
they are.
They are literally fantastic.
Right.
It's the best donut.
And of course they have to they mass produce and mass quantity, but they're still very good.
they're
Each
delicious.
time. I mean,
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
One of the coolest things when I saw the food fights thing, I was so excited because Vin actually introduced me to Rhode Island food fights. We did.
Oh yeah, was that the burger one? I think.
We did the burger one 2
Oh,
years
that's
in a row.
right.
And
Tacos,
the second you did the tacos.
I remember.
Yeah.
Wait, was this when we were living together in Providence?
That was the tacos.
That was the taco.
Why it was
But I remember you guys were like, "Oh, we got to go fill up our coupon book." I was like,
Yeah.
"Guys, what does this make?
Yeah.
Is it going to be good tacos? Like, we got to get our coupons." And you guys
no,
left
I
me in
did
the dust.
tacos with you. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did. They were good. The problem I had with it, because here's why I thought for the burger one, the guy who won it deserved it. Some places would kind of go in and do if you're gonna do a signature something, go for it. Make that your signature thing.
Right.
Or anything on the menu goes. Don't do this in between stuff. Because
Right.
we went to
So
a few places that
That's
were
a
like,
problem.
oh, you can only do this, this, and this. And it's like, well, that's not even on the menu. What I thought this was supposed to be like a signature thing because,
Yeah.
and then there were a couple small places that weren't necessarily like mom and pop types or like that homey feel. They were kind of chains, like a smash burger,
Yeah.
which
Oh yeah. Never been there.
So
before.
basically,
But yeah.
with the coupon book, like he said, every place offers something different.
Right.
So I think our first couple of years, we said yeah, you can get whatever you want, right? And then, we started to curate it to okay, we're gonna give you 3 options, but these are our 3 biggest. One's vegetarian, one's meat, one's this. So basically, the first year we opened it up, did whatever. And then as we went, we started to make it smaller, but, still menu stuff. And I think we did it for 2 years. And I think our 3rd year we won, and then 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then this past year, we didn't do it because I didn't get my info in on time to Jim. So I was on the fence. There's so many restaurants, and it is awesome exposure. All these people come in, 25, 30 people come in a day.
Right.
We were getting, 300-400 people a month coming in to try it for the first time.
Right.
That is not to say oh, we're going to win again, because there's awesome places.
Right. No, I get it.
But we were really busy in March with Easter. The holidays are a busy time for us. I didn't get my info in to Jim on time. And then it was, it was the day before I said,
Right.
we'll skip a year.
Yeah.
We'll go out on
That's
top.
fair.
I'm saying go out on top.
That's good.
Right, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping Laura does that for me this year. Shout out Laura once again.
Yeah. She's
for-
like a Rhode Island.
That's what I mean
Laura's
for the RI Monthly Brody influencer thing, because I can never win that as long as Laura continues to participate.
Man, we are trying.
Because she's the most popular Rhode Island influencer.
She is.
And all of her Buns and Bites fans, you know what I mean? They really are. And you know,
Laura's
shout
the
out to her
goat.
for that. Of
I like
course,
when you
but-
guys did it together and you did the buns.
the buns pose.
Yeah,
you liked my buns pose?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
fan, man.
Hey,
I'm a
listen,
fan.
I be squatting.
Yeah, I can tell.
I be eating donuts and I
I-
be squatting, so I be getting them buns.
Two wheels.
So yeah, Phantom
wheels,
Gourmet. It was awesome, man.
Yeah.
good
That's so
exposure.
cool.
Good
That's awesome.
exposure. Yeah, really cool. Good
Wow.
exposure. So
That's so cool.
we like to do fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, so what was the item that won the most
Yeah.
for, like, what's the most Okay, so let's do this. What's the most popular item for you in store?
Okay, so the funny thing is, like, if you ask me my favorite,
Oh, that's different. I was going to ask
That's
you
the
that
next
after. That's the next
question.
question. So what is the most popular? Like,
So-
what is okay? Let's phase this in 3 different ways.
Yeah.
What is the most popular? What is your favorite? And what would you recommend to anyone coming in and trying your deli for the first time? Like, if you were like, I need this to be a return customer, this is what you put on their plate.
So it's funny because we never knew this was the most popular.
Right.
And we're looking up stats a couple of years ago, you know, pulling from the POS system. We were actually trying to make the menu smaller. So I said, all right, what sells, what doesn't, you know? And I said, holy shit, we sell a ridiculous amount of Caesar wraps. Like
my-
ridiculous amount.
There's no way. I swear to God, everyone does Caesar wraps because they're like, I'm going to eat healthy today. Let me do a chicken Caesar wrap.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense.
No, it does. That's why
So
I'm
much
throwing my hands up, because
Yeah,
I'm like,
like-
they're okay.
So that makes sense.
I mean,
you know.
listen, Caesar wraps are bomb.
they're fantastic.
They're fantastic, and I'm sure yours is probably delicious.
It is
So I
delicious.
can
It is.
I can get on board with that. But like,
Yeah.
I'm so shocked.
No, we were
Your
shocked.
food is so good,
We
and
were
that's the
shocked.
most. Oh my, that's freaking Rhode
So
Island.
that, and then if I, bro, it's wild. It's crazy, but I mean, it is what it is. You know?
Right,
I
You
mean,
make your
no.
own Caesar? Is that why?
yeah, and
That's probably
there's
why I bet.
homemade. This is different. Homemade crushed pita chips in it.
Ooh.
So it's
Okay.
got a
You
little
left me out. You left me out to dry on that one. I
Listen,
did not
man.
know that part.
little crunch. They're little. It's not like
Yeah.
a big. Sometimes people, you know, other places will put croutons in it.
Right.
So we make our own croutons also. Croutons are a little like. So a pet peeve of mine is when a sandwich is messy, right? So a crouton might like rip the wrap, right? Because it's kind of
wow.
thick, and we use a French baguette to make a crouton. You know, it's got sharp edges. The pita chip is crushed, so you still get that crunch to
Yeah.
it. And it's got
That's
applewood,
unique.
applewood smoked bacon, Parmesan, Caesar, and our chicken is ridiculous. But
is.
Wow.
so
It is.
that's the most popular. My favorite. You guys like olives?
Of course.
We
Yes.
like olives. Okay,
Yep.
cool. So we make our own olive spread with mayo. It's a mayo-based olive spread.
Okay.
Kalamata olives. It's delicious. It's really simple. It's tomatoes, imported feta, roasted red peppers, chicken, and this olive spread over it.
Oh.
It's a wrap. It is, and we grill it. Fantastic. Wicked good.
And what's the name of the sandwich? itself?
Kalamata olive chicken wrap.
Oh, okay, cool. We're right
It's
on brand.
fantastic. Super
All right.
popular.
Now, if you want to, and what would you tell someone
Man,
to
I
eat
don't know,
if you wanted
man.
to? Because
There's so
when I came in,
much.
Laura recommended the chicken. It was
The atomic bomb.
the atomic bomb.
So also
and that was
So okay, so I just gotta say that is actually the most popular.
right.
It's weird. Like we can open a store that just does that.
Right.
It is wildly popular.
It is unreal.
Yeah,
Fellas,
so-
you guys gotta get
so-
to try it. It's so good.
So name where it came from.
Yep.
We're next door to Atomic Salon.
Oh, that's
And
right.
About 10 years ago, these dudes were coming in and building their own sandwich,
Right.
and that's what they were putting on it.
Right.
And they were doing it like every day. So I was like 25. I was like, throw it up there, screw it, Atomic.
Oh my gosh.
All of a sudden, I was like, dude, this thing like took off.
Tommy and Johnny with
Yeah.
their blowouts coming in. Let
Right,
me get the
yeah,
atomic
yeah.
bomb.
Right?
Give me the atomic bomb.
And it's so funny because it's simple. It's just we make our own. Again, because when you make everything, it's different. Pesto and mayo. We make it and garlic. It's like a garlic aioli, and it's just that grilled with Vermont cheddar, applewood bacon, grilled on a panini French baguette. It's bomb.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
That's
Simple.
That sounds
So
fire.
A little heavy. Not gonna lie. A little
That's
heavy.
okay.
Yeah, a little heavy.
Literally, both of my guys are sweating right now when you're
So-
talking about your deli, man.
But that if I to recommend something, I like Mediterranean. So we make a wrap, and it's got hummus, tabbouleh, lettuce, tomatoes, and Kalamata olives, and it's got tahini dressing over it, which is a sesame dressing.
Yep.
And it's just wrapped in pita. We get pita every day, fresh, and it's just wrapped in pita chicken. It's nice and light. It's healthy. It's flavorful. So I like that kind of stuff. That's my go-to food.
That's
so,
delicious.
You know what I love too? The baklava.
We do make a lot of baklava, man.
Oh my gosh.
We make a lot of baklava.
You guys have had baklava before, right? Oh my gosh.
Dude, who hasn't?
So good.
Not baklava.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm saying it. Am I saying it right? Baklava?
Yeah, baklava.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Baklava's the the Italian fish, right? Is that it? Yeah.
Can confirm.
Yes, is that true, right?
Can confirm.
Yeah, bacala. So anyway,
Christmas.
yeah,
You eat it for Christmas?
7 fish.
The 7 fish?
Yeah, the 7 fishes.
Oh,
Love
okay, cool. Yeah. I just learned about the 7 fish this year. I did
you
some
grow
work. I'm Irish, man.
No, I know.
But like, so I grew.
You're
I,
west. No,
I grew up in Westerly, which is like pretty much is like Italian. But I'm like an Irish.
Bradford,
I'm like
where is that? Right?
Irish Italian
It's
situation.
the people that Wesley kind of sort of kicks out.
So did you say you're from Westerly?
I'm from Westerly. I was born in Warwick, raised in Westerly.
Okay.
Went to Hendricken for 2 years, so I made a lot of friends in Warwick area, but graduated, went back and finished high school at Westerly, and then I kind of moseyed around. I went to CCRI like a few different times for a few different degrees.
Yeah, me too.
Had a bunch of different jobs, moved to Florida for a bit, came back. But my mother is Irish, French, Canadian, Irish, and then my father is also Irish and English. So I'm pretty much as white as it gets. So my food is like very bland, like porridge and like,
Sometimes
nothing's
I
special.
kind of like it.
But we grew, but I mean, like, my mom grew up cooking Italian.
Yep.
But like she had 3 big boys to feed as a single mom. So like, she did her best, but it was
meat
a
and
lot.
potatoes.
Yeah. So it was like,
Meat and potatoes.
we ate good, of course, but
Can
like,
attest.
meatballs, lasagna, stuffed shells, so we ate kind of Italian food all the time because it was like,
That's the best stuff.
she can make it in bulk and we could have it for 2-3 days. It was easy to
throw in the freezer. Yeah. I
so
gotcha.
and then we did turkey and hams, very traditional. So I had never even heard. I mean, I'm sure I've heard the 7 fishes. My brain just didn't compute it and hold on to it. But I did stuff for Stop and Shop, and they were like, "Oh, we want to do like an ad space for the 7 fishes." So I learned all about it, and I did an ad space for them and stuff, and it was really cool. So
7 fish is actually delicious. So it's like a great night.
Not bad.
yeah, I'm not a fish guy myself.
No?
No, like I don't
Nothing?
mind. Like I mean, I like seafood. Like
Okay.
I like lobster. Obsessed with calamari. I'll do oysters. I'll do clams casino. Like
Yeah.
I like all that stuff. But I'm just like,
What about like salmon?
yeah, I was gonna say. Here's the thing. So I did bodybuilding and for I don't know. I mean, I still exercise quite a bit, but I was really committed to my bodybuilding for about like 10 years. So I literally ate salmon like every day.
Now you're sick of it.
For like 5 years. And I like the thing with like bodybuilding that was easy for me. It's not for everyone. So I don't want to like deter people from like eating healthy and getting in shape. But like I just ate bland because it was that much easier to just like, I just ate for
need to-
effectiveness.
Yeah, you need to
So
get
like,
it down.
I
Yeah,
just
that's
got
it.
like a slab of like salmon and I like threw it in and I put it down and
That's
I would
it.
like cut it up in my rice and my veggie and it was like all like a
Yeah, I get it.
what do they call it, like a goulash or something
Yeah.
like that when it's all just like put together. So
Yeah, I love salmon.
yeah,
A la mode.
yeah.
Love
Everyone's
salmon.
got different terms for it.
Yeah.
I've had some pretty good salmon. If it's prepared well, it can
Yeah.
it can be delicious. But I just was
I have
never
a hot
a
take
fish
on
guy.
calamari, but we'll do that later.
Oh no! Let's do it right now. We need to do like cool
You
sound
ready?
effects.
Everyone's
hot
gonna
take
get
on
all pissed
calamari.
off. Everyone from Johnson's gonna get pissed
Yeah.
off. All right, ready? Now I love it. So
Okay.
so I love it.
All right, cool.
It's the most overrated food. So I'm going to tell you why. Well, hold on.
Okay.
Hang on a second. When you go to a restaurant, oh, we got to get calamari. Oh, get the calamari.
Yeah.
It's always the same. It's always the freaking same. I've never had calamari. I'm like, holy shit. This
is
They're always good. Some are bad.
Right.
Some are good, but they never like knock your socks off.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, oh wow, this is good. This is delicious. It's always it tastes the same to me. Now a couple people I like it. They put the hot peppers on it.
yeah.
You know who makes a really good calamari? Where the hell? They're right on
Iggy's.
Red. Iggy's
makes a great one.
Iggy's does. Iggy's is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. Like when you sit down and everyone at dinner, you gotta get the calamari. It's always the fucking same. Sorry. Always the same.
Yeah, you're good.
So like, you're right. Like one day let's not get the calamari. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
fair. You know what? I think it's more like for me, it's like prepared. Like if you give me straight up calamari, it's
Oh, by the way,
it's
I'm eating
battered. Like, yeah,
I'm eating.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's like battered. So it's like it's fried. So like anything fried is always gonna be
Yeah,
good.
yeah, no.
But like I like there's like you get like the peppers, onions,
it's the
banana
best, yeah.
peppers, and you get some lemon, obviously, and also I like they do like a peanut sauce. and
Peanut sauce.
Yeah, like a peanut sauce. I don't know. I'm definitely not saying this correctly.
No.
I might be screwing that up. But let's say it's a peanut sauce.
Okay.
And I use like a balsamic glaze.
Where the hell are you eating calamari?
Yeah, that's right. All over the place, baby. I love me. If there's calamari on the menu, I'm getting
See?
it.
There you go. So
I'm the guy that's like, you gotta have the calamari.
yeah, right, yeah. So I mean, I like it, man. Like I'm gonna eat it, but it's not my. It's like I always every time it comes, I'm like, all right. Again, we're having calamari. Right? It's the same thing. So that's it. That's my hot take.
Gotcha. That's a hot take. I mean,
Yeah.
Rhode Island is.
I'm full of spice. Man.
Yeah.
We got a lot of. That's it. I don't know where we left off. We were talking about something. What was the
No,
question?
we're all over the
That's
place.
all
We
right.
were
All
talking
over the
about the
place.
sandwiches you recommend and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But you also have a market in there too. So you're not just a deli. Tell us a little bit about the market. What do you got there?
This is the cool thing.
Yeah.
So menu is big. We make a ton of salads, wraps, sandwiches, soups, all that stuff. Baklava, we make in-house pistachio or walnut every day. Like that blows out.
Yep.
We make fresh cookies, like all kinds of stuff. Prepared foods. It's weird because we make all American, potato salad, pasta salad, chicken salad, tuna salad, and then right next to it, marinated eggplant, baba ganoush,
Right.
tzatziki. Our tzatziki is fire.
Yeah, the tzatziki.
Yeah.
Tzatziki's legit
Amazing.
fire. Hummus and garlic sauce and all that stuff. And then we have a grocery area. This is cool because it's things that you can't find.
Right.
So we have all the Greek imported fetas, 5 different
nice.
kinds, or more, probably 10 different kinds. We have a full olive bar. We have 5 different olives, all imported, and they're inexpensive compared to the grocery store, and they're all
Right.
imported.
Right.
We have got 100 different spices by the pound. We've got all the cookies and teas and crackers and frozen section where you
Right.
can come and get like Russian dumplings. And,
This episode's getting real hard, man.
we got a lot of
Goodness,
stuff, bro.
man.
We have all your phyllo dough to make baklava.
Right.
We make little. It's like an Arabic called kibbeh. So we make it. It's kind of like a meatball.
Oh, okay.
And you fry it, and we make it, and we
that
sell it in the
sounds
dozen.
so good.
It's fried. I'm in.
Bomb.
It's fried, yeah. I
Yeah.
was gonna
So there's a ton of. We have like 5 different yogurts, and we have string cheese, like Armenian string cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry 5 different of those.
That's
So
so
there's a
awesome.
lot of stuff, man. There's probably 200-300 products in the market.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's a lot, man. Like we get it a lot from California, and like legit, like truck shows up, we gotta unload it, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
We get a lot from Florida, New York.
Right.
So there's always a truck driver at the store, man.
Right. I
Always.
bet.
Yeah. So
That's really cool, though.
it's cool. It's
Yeah.
kind of, you know what it's kind of like is Venda.
Okay.
Vendor.
Venda's
Really?
they've got
Yeah,
shelves of Italian stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Same concept.
Yeah.
They've got sandwiches. They've got prepared foods. It's similar.
Right.
We
Right.
have, it's just ours is, we sell like falafel mix. We sell tahini to make, hummus. We
Right.
sell all that stuff on the shelf.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the prepared foods are there, the pastries on the counter. And then, we have all the point of purchase stuff. We have tons of Kinder.
Yep.
We have here's a big plug. We have, Kinder?
Nope.
Yeah, you do.
No.
Yeah, if I Googled it, you know exactly. what it is.
Probably.
Yeah. The eggs, the chocolate eggs with the toy inside?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're
Once you
saying
say
Kinder-
that, yeah.
Yeah, they,
I call them kinder. That's
Nah,
probably
Kinder.
why.
So we have the real Kinder egg that I think it's illegal in the United States. We get it from Montreal.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have like the domestic one that's like kind of BS.
Okay.
We have like a real Kinder egg, so people come in just for that.
No
Because it's
kidding.
like the European version.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they don't sell them in the United States because like the kids choke on the toys or something. But we disregard that and we sell it.
Shout out to the U.S. for
Yeah.
kids eating toys.
Yeah, but they don't. Yeah, but they don't choke anywhere in another
Yeah.
country.
Yeah. Well,
But here they have.
we're a
to,
special breed.
Yeah, well, we are. So anyway, we have a lot of stuff, man.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah, it's
really
cool.
cool.
Well, speaking of your hard work,
I was going to say, yeah.
It's
let's you go ahead.
So
don't
we
wanna take it
touched,
from you.
we kind of touched base on this previously before when you got in, we were setting up. You've been in business for quite some time.
13
Yeah,
years,
13
yeah.
years.
Yep.
Wow.
And in those 13 years, you came out on top and you beat COVID.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Yeah.
Man, it's I have a lot of mixed, a lot of things I probably can't say on camera, but it was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from a business perspective,
Yeah.
along with like COVID and like being in Rhode Island as a whole, like what was your experience like? How have you gone through the hardship?
Yes.
What advice would you give to people that want to have a small business in
Yeah.
this state, which right now we can just be honest, the economy is not in our favor.
No.
I mean, I think that's across the board, but Rhode Island is particularly tough with the small businesses. So
Yeah.
explain to us like what that was like and how you've gotten there, any advice,
Well,
and walk
the-
us through that.
Small state. When the economy is good, we feel it the best. Worst, we
Right.
feel it the worst. So
Right.
we're getting crushed.
Right.
COVID, man, it was nuts. I mean, everyone's gonna tell you the same thing. It was absolutely nuts, especially because, I don't even know where to start. Like, people couldn't come inside.
Right.
So we said, okay, we'll do curbside.
Right.
It was April, downpouring. People are parking down side streets. What car are you in? Gray car. I got these kids, these cashiers running through the parking lot with bags of food.
Oh.
Right.
No idea where they're going.
Yeah.
And then when you could come inside, you had to stand, 5 feet, 10 feet away from
Something
each other.
yeah.
6 feet, I believe.
Yeah, we had to put the signs on the ground. No one followed it. You know, and the thing is, like, I'm not there to police that.
Right.
Like, there's
Owning a business is hard enough.
yeah, exactly. And then these are
There
some
to put
customers
food
that
on
I've
the
known for
table.
years.
Right.
And some of them are elderly.
Right.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Police where they're standing? I'm like, oh, miss, if you could stand over here. They don't care.
Right.
So, and then other customers see it. They're like, whoa, that person's standing. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
man,
tough.
can we just breathe for a second? I
Yeah.
get, and I'm not minimizing the disease. I'm not doing that.
Right.
But from a working with the public aspect,
Yeah.
and then we were closed for, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 weeks. We were closed. We were
Yeah.
shut down because I'm literally think we were the first people to get it in Rhode Island. It was like that first, when it was on TV, and all of a sudden, it was this new virus, and all of a sudden I was home and I was coughing up a storm.
Yeah.
And I said, holy shit, I think I have this thing that's on TV.
Yeah.
So I texted the staff and said, I'm going to stay home. Well, that set off, we're not coming in. Because no one knew what it was.
Right.
Right.
Well, we're not coming in. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do?
Right.
So we closed for 2 weeks. And we reopened, and it just snowballed. I have a big staff. We have 19 employees.
Right.
A lot of them are young in college. They didn't listen. They went out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, 1 got it, 2 got it. So we had to close again.
Right.
Then open again. And then close it. Every month somebody had it.
Exhausting. Yeah.
So
And no
yeah,
one
I
would
was
come
gonna
near
say,
us.
Right.
And then, there was, all of a sudden the prices shot up.
Right.
Yeah.
Gloves. Sorry about that.
You're
Gloves that you'd wear to make, they went from 27 a case to 99 a case.
right.
And you're using a case a day. Then you
Right.
couldn't get them.
Right.
And it was just one thing after another.
Yeah.
And then, health department would come in and check weekly, man. Weekly. Oh, you have an employee here. They tested positive for COVID. When's the last time you saw them? Then you had to submit your schedules. They literally wanted your work schedule to see who worked with who. And I fought.
This is the first time I've ever heard of that. I've
I was
never
gonna
met
say-
anyone that said that was something that they had to deal with.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
because like I talked about, I worked in banking, so I helped a lot of people. Saw some things to and from. The good and the bad. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and I fight everything. I always get something to say, and that pissed me off.
Yeah,
I
of
said no.
course.
I said that's a, I don't know. It's gonna violate something, right?
I don't know. That doesn't sound right.
I don't know, but I ain't doing it anyway. So so and so has COVID. When was the last time they worked? I'm like, I don't know. Last Tuesday. Okay, we need the Tuesday schedule. I said, for what? What are you gonna do? Notify the other people? They already know.
Right.
And then that's how they would remember when like no one was
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how they would trace things.
Right.
And it sucked, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
And so lucky for us,
Yeah.
people still ate. And I got to tell you, I had unbelievable friends and just customers, longtime customers who just bought stuff to buy stuff.
Yeah. I feel like it's so funny. I feel like most like food places kind of did well because
Yes.
I mean, it was definitely a headache for the owners, but then from like a cash perspective, like I feel like a lot of people saw an influx because everyone was home and no one wanted to go out to eat.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we don't want to go to the grocery store, so we'll DoorDash it or
Right.
we'll order it ahead. You guys
Yeah.
leave it outside and we'll go get it because like
We were
at least like the first 4 or 5 weeks, it was like a freaking party for a lot of people.
So I want to say I don't want to say we did well. We survived. We made
Right, okay, yeah.
But
Better way to say it.
you know why? I was late to catch on.
right,
I was still fighting I'm not closing.
right,
And all these other bigger businesses were like, ah, great, we'll close and do DoorDash and cut our staff in half.
right.
And I was late to that party, so I didn't make, I didn't profit. I probably broke even those, that year. Oh no, that year I took it on the chin. No,
Yeah.
I didn't break even, but we
Okay.
just stayed. We took it on the chin, but we just stayed afloat. That was the thing.
Gotcha.
And then the other thing with COVID, man, you just keep your head up.
Yeah.
And that's anything. There's good times, there's bad. There's days that you want to quit. You ask any business. There's days you're
of course.
F this.
Yeah.
I'm going to work corporate. And then, but then there's days that you make people's day.
Yeah.
So COVID was one of those times you just keep your head up, man.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing.
Well, you came out on top.
Yes, we did.
Because you're still doing well and you're still kicking.
Yep.
You're still crushing it.
Yeah. So.
So.
But COVID was wild, man.
Yeah.
That was
Absolutely.
a
wild
crazy time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, doing business in Rhode Island as a whole, do you find it difficult, or is it more? I mean, obviously, this is the only location you have
Right now.
I have a feeling that I could ask you that kind of question. We'll
stay
see.
tuned. We are in the stay
Okay,
tuned.
so you're thinking about expanding. Awesome.
Yeah.
But the unique thing
Which you're
about
probably crazy for.
right,
Right.
yeah.
Right. I barely made it to this.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what? I'm
all in.
I would rather swing and miss and fall
Right.
on my face
Right,
rather than like halfway swing.
right.
Miss
100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott.
Michael Scott, baby.
Yeah.
Michael Scott. Best show.
But doing business as a whole is difficult in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
But the perks of something like a business in Rhode Island is always the people in the community, and that's what you're talking about and what you're mentioning with what you have going on. And I happen to know firsthand that you have a lot of good efforts and wonderful things that you do for our community. Why don't you tell the people about that? And there's nothing wrong with bragging about this, so don't be shy.
A lot of this
Tell us
stuff-
the story, man.
Yeah.
You have my green light. People leave them alone.
Yeah. We have, I hate when, like, I don't want to brag about that stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate when people do it.
Yeah.
Right? They put
It's not bragging. I'm trying to
No, I
shine
know.
light on the fact that Rhode Island is small,
Yeah.
but there are some incredible people here, and most of them are, and
Yeah.
these incredible people need to be showcased. That's why we make this show, man. I want these people to hear about what you're doing for our community to make it better.
Yeah. So years ago, probably a couple of years into the business, Ed Brady, fan favorite,
Yep.
he asked us to come to a homeless drive.
Mm-hmm.
So we did it. and-
Ed's always doing great stuff.
yeah,
like
he's like a pillar in the state. So
He is, yep.
so he asked us to get involved, and we did a couple times, and then it just snowballs. And we've been involved in a lot of various things over the years. We sponsored Christmas time. You can buy somebody a dinner. We'll match it, stuff like that. We did a lot of stuff. Just a couple weeks ago, we did something with the Praise Tabernacle in Cranston. We went to a homeless dinner. My mom came with me. We served at their church. We do it, we do it as much as we can.
Awesome.
We donate on Saturday. We're not open Sundays. So Saturday, sometimes there's leftover food. We don't want
Yeah.
to keep it. So we'll call homeless shelter and they'll come pick it up.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you got to help, man.
Right.
That's the thing. Like you
Do your
have to,
part.
Right.
yeah, like you have to do your part.
Right.
Right. And I'm a big believer in karma.
Right.
Right. Like you have to help, man.
Right.
Yeah.
as much as you can. So,
And that's huge. That's some big stuff that a lot of restaurants try and do. But to be, when I was in banking, obviously I worked in Connecticut. I don't know if I told you that, but I kind of back and forth. When we would go to the Chamber of Commerce events, hearing some of the stuff that the headliners did to kind of get their names out there, it was never about sales and profits. It's never about stuff like that. It's really about how much you give back. So that says a lot about you, that you not only have the time to take on such a big business, doing so much what you do, all the lives you impact, but then put extra time in to go above and beyond and do that for the community.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what Rhode Island's all
Round of
about.
applause
too.
for you.
Yeah.
Nah,
Sonia's
man,
Deli
it's
and
not-
your family.
It's not like, but it's weird. Like we don't even second guess it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's weird if you don't do it.
Right.
Like what's the
Yes.
But then what's the point of all this?
Right.
Like there are people who are like I met a great guy we were at one of the homeless dinners, and it was at I don't know where it was, but anyway, I met a great guy. He just fell on hard times.
Right.
Could happen to anybody.
Of course.
And he was so appreciative of the meal. And I was like, wow, this guy's like totally
Right.
like so happy. He was so full of life, so full of love. And then, you really sit back and think like, are my problems that bad?
Yeah.
Right.
They're
It's
not.
always perspective.
Humbling.
Yeah, it humbles you big time. So I love doing it, man. But we try. We don't. We could, probably do more, but always if we can,
I just think it's important to take time times like this, and my intentions with this podcast and us is to highlight individuals such as yourself and other people in businesses, because as much as you're just thinking to yourself, look, this feels like second nature. People are hungry. I have food. Why would I not help them? I've got an ability to reach the masses with my following. Why would I not bring them to the people who are doing good things? It's like, it feels like second nature, but when you log onto your phone, it's not the stuff that you're seeing.
No.
Right? You're seeing things about how awful people are and how it's unsafe to be outside and yeah, listen, crisis is always going to exist. Chaos and order is just how life works. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if I can say, hey, listen, your favorite deli is also contributing to keeping the community fed and healthy and taken care of. You're helping individuals on much bigger scales, and you don't have to share that story if you don't feel like it. But you're doing things that are affecting people's lives in a very positive way. And I just want to shed some light. It's like, yes, there is bad, but let's not forget the good. And, it's people will see something, more people are going to complain than not. If one person has a bad review about your sandwich, everyone's going to go on
happen, man.
And it's going to bombard and be like, yeah, this guy's just grabbing money. I mean, the sandwich used to be $12.99. Now it's $13.50. I can't believe he went up 50 cents. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. Complain all you want. But let's not forget that he is a business owner. He is trying his best. And let's also focus on the other amazing things that you're doing. And that's my intention. So I know it might not feel great for you to talk about that, but I'm okay with saying this is an amazing individual who runs a wonderful business and is doing impactful things for our community here in Rhode Island. And I think it's important that people know that.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean,
you also make bomb fucking food, man.
We do, man.
The best food around.
But my family's, it's everything starts at home.
Yeah. Right.
Everything starts home. We grew up going to church. We were super involved.
Yeah.
My parents, that was a big deal. And you kind of learn a lot of, your traits as an adult you learn as a kid. And, giving back, community outreach is a big deal. And, and it's fun. Like, it's not this, like, chore.
Right.
It's actually fun.
Yeah.
So, it's second nature. It's second nature.
Working in banking, we did very similar things. And I can't tell you how many times where you don't necessarily know what's going to happen, but when you're there, it just feels right.
Yeah.
You can't explain it. There's nothing bad about it.
No,
it's
that's
just
the thing. Like, what's the bad thing?
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing but upside.
Like on a Sunday morning, or if it's not, I remember like we went to something, and it was a Sunday morning. I think it was a homeless dinner. That's usually what we'll gear towards, or like the battered women's shelter, stuff like that. I'm old, and I do want to get involved in animal stuff because I'm a massive
right. I remember you
dog.
telling me about that
My
the first time
dogs
we
are
met.
my life.
Yeah.
So I want to get involved in dog, animal
That's awesome.
outreach. But it was like a Sunday morning. I think it was like right after church service. It was like 1 to 2. What's wrong with that? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Watch the game?
Right.
Yeah.
And I do that enough. So like, what's the bad that's gonna come out of it, man? Like, you can skip brunch for a Sunday. It's not the end of the world,
Right.
So I don't know. It's important. Like that story you were saying. It was legit, and I'm not exagerating. Probably the coolest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
We've done me and my
Kudos
sister.
to you guys, man.
Yeah,
That's
it was just it was a kid in the community who needed a kidney, and
Amazing.
and we just kind of helped organize kind of like a fundraiser, I guess, and we had some connections at the news, and we had some connections at the radio, and we just said, we'll help. I didn't realize it was going to be this big.
Yeah.
And it got on the news, it got on the radio, and it just spiraled. And it was the busiest day we've ever had, ever.
Yeah.
And, we set up the donor match, area in the store, and it was just chaos. And they ended up finding a donor, and it was, I'll never forget it. When they called and said it, hey, we found a donor at your store, I just started crying. I was like, that's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Like, how do you, like,
Get all mushy-gushy myself.
yeah,
Think about it now.
and I'm not that kind of guy, but how could you, like, it was the coolest
How
thing
do
I've
you
ever.
not?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then you see the kid, he's like 2, and I'm like, oh my God.
That's
Like,
beautiful.
Right.
so, and if you can help, just do it. Just nothing bad's gonna come out of it.
What I joke with him all the time because I feel like in our society now, social media is so important, and it's everywhere. It really is.
Yeah.
The amount of stupid stuff that gets
Everything.
people famous, like I'm biased. He's my best friend. I've known him since we were 12, 13 years old. I've seen the work he puts in. All the people in the comments that say, oh, he doesn't work hard to get a real job, come hang out with him for a couple days and you'll see what exactly he does. And some of the stupidest stuff that people get famous for, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
When there's beautiful stuff like this, and it's like, you save a life or you save a family, you put clothes on the back, food on the table.
Yo, I hate social media.
Yeah.
Yo, and I know it's like it's your career
Yeah,
now.
no, listen.
And so I respect it, right?
Of course.
I respect it. I wish I'm better at it. I'm terrible at it. I don't even know how to do stuff on my phone. But when I go on my phone, I'm terrible at it, right? It's like my fiance, I'll ask her something, and she's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like that's copy and paste. I'm like, I didn't know where it was. And like.
Sounds like me talking to Vin.
Bro, it's ridiculous. I like age myself quick. I hate it because you go online and look, don't get me wrong. I'm still on Instagram all the time and on this and on that on Facebook. But like everything is so just dumb. Yeah. You know, like I'm like these kids are like, or these people are doing like the dumbest shit. Right. Like the food waste is unbelievable.
Oh, I can only
just for the likes.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts.
You know, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just annoying, I guess. And everyone annoys me.
I'm just
everyone.
I didn't have social media when I was 15 or 16.
Well, we'd probably be in jail.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Thank God for Mike. I think Tom knew what was coming. He was like, let me just limit the ability of these kids.
Dude,
the drama in my school, just because like I changed my top 8, like that's like, that was like the thing was like, I can't believe you put her in your top 8 and not me.
I'm pretty sure, I was talking about this with my friends. If we had like social media when we were going out and.
Right.
Dude.
Done deal.
Dude. Like,
we'd all be.
I would never be here. I'd never own a business.
We'd be having this conversation across each other in a cell.
Yeah, in a cell, right? Like that. But that was like, I'm sorry, I'm a big '90s guy.
Yeah,
it's the best time to grow up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like not even
millennial
close.
babies are the best.
Always
the best.
The best.
Like
absolutely.
So like
we've got the best of all
best
worlds.
of both
We understand
worlds.
all perspectives, and we're empathetic to the up and coming and understanding of their perspective and finding themselves.
But
we were
respect
also
the boomers.
raised with like a belt and like.
Oh yeah, man.
Understanding hard work and like sometimes you're gonna get paid minimum wage and you're gonna hate your boss, but you gotta stick it through and learn how to have the wherewithal to survive. Like
my
we've got the
first
best of
job,
both worlds and the best fucking music.
Oh, not even close.
You heard it here first. Millennials have the best music experience of all time.
Montel Jordan, best,
Ooh.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Love him.
Love it.
90s. And Boyz II Men.
yeah, love that.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like we're talking about work.
Yeah.
My first job, it was a summer job. I was probably like 14, 15. Like think about that, 14, 15 years old. My dad's like, yeah, you're not going to get paid. It's for life experience. I was like, I used to come, so I used to come to the arcade.
Yeah.
There was a Greek restaurant in the arcade. This is before, now they just redid it. And this is going back, 20 years. And there was a Greek restaurant there, and I used to like literally, there was like 3 people that worked there, me and these 3 other guys. And I was like 14, 15. I worked there the whole summer, and it was like, they treated me like shit and made me, clean the grease trap, and it was awful.
Yeah.
But you learn hard work.
Yeah.
And you learn like the value of, what this business owner, what he was putting into it. And you saw it. Now now I can see it.
Yeah.
Different age, but
it gives you a new respect on things when you go out too.
Totally.
Like when you go out to dinner, or if you've worked in a retail space. Because I always joke like
everyone should work in a restaurant.
Completely agree.
Once.
Well, thanks.
You have to.
Never did it.
You have to.
I mean, I kind of.
You want to come and do a shift?
Well, no. I like coming in and doing this stuff.
TikTok
Well, we're
idea.
going to have to cut this short before I get a job here. I don't want a
I have
real
an
job.
idea.
I know TikTok is shutting down, but I don't want a real job.
Why do not? We can do an episode in there, and
Maybe that's your next thing.
That's it.
Why don't we do a shtick like you pick up a shift?
All right.
That's not bad.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I got a busy schedule.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
see.
put you through the ringer.
If it gets banned, you give me 9 months. If I get banned in 9 months
Deal.
from TikTok, then I'll be in.
Deal.
And I'll be actually applying. So
Perfect. Yeah,
Minimum wage, please.
All right. Well, you've got a lot of work, a lot of experience here, through and through Rhode Islander. You've been here for a long time.
It's the best.
We want to wrap this up. I got to hear a good story.
I have a lot of good stories.
One of our segments is something that about New England as a whole is a very unique, specific demographic of people and a style and a way of living. So tell us a story that only New Englanders will get.
Oh man.
I'm sure you got plenty of them.
I have a lot, but I'm trying to get a good one. They're going to be more focused like Rhode Island based.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like
Rhode Island's
how
part of
everyone
New
knows
England,
each
baby.
other. I glanced at the question. I didn't see this one. Let me. Oh no, I did.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, yes.
I have a better one.
Cool.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say both.
Give them to me.
This one's short.
Okay.
So everyone knows each other, right?
Yep, right.
Everyone knows everybody. Party for my mom. I was probably 16 or 17, so this is going back a while ago, right? Over 20, I think 20 years. Can't do math.
5 or 6 years.
Yeah, right. I wish I still have grades, but or I'm just getting grades. Party with my mom. Left the restaurant. I'm driving home. Everyone took separate cars. Right? It was like a family party, friends.
Right.
So I'm leaving the restaurant. My dad's behind me.
Mhm.
Right. I think I'm going down George Washington Highway, and I never forget it. I get pulled over. Now it's that stretch at George Washington where there's no lights. There's no like near Bryant. There's no lights there.
Right.
It's very dark. I get pulled over. Cops behind me, and I just know my dad's gonna stop.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And the cop comes, and I was probably just going 10 over or something, 15 over. So whatever. Okay, I'm not nervous. So my dad pulls up behind the cop car. So the cop's at my window, and he's looking. And he said, "You know that person?" I couldn't see. I said, I can't see. I don't know. It's probably my dad. Maybe. I don't know. My dad gets out of the car. And the guy's, "Sir, stay in your vehicle." My dad, are you kidding? He just gets closer.
Yeah.
Stay in your vehicle. Last time, stay in your vehicle. Officer, I think it's my son. He's a good boy. Don't. Sir, because the cop can't see.
Yeah,
and
of course.
It's dark
In the
as
middle
hell.
of the night.
In middle of the night.
gosh.
My dad's coming up walking behind the cop car.
Yeah.
He has no idea who I am.
Right.
So the cop draws his gun.
Right. 100%.
Rightfully so.
Yep.
I said, holy shit, my dad's going to get clipped right in the middle of George Washington Highway.
Oh my god.
This is pretty nuts. So the cops yell, "Stay!" My dad's like, "No, don't." My dad's probably like nervous. I'm gonna get
Right.
pulled, something, get a ticket, whatever, because they're gonna probably pay for it. So my dad's
Trying to get out of the 50
walking
bucks.
up, hands up, officer. No, I think it's my son. I said, "Dad, just stay in the freaking car." And then they get close, and he says, "Oh, Armin, from the cigar shop."
Oh my gosh.
Right? So the cop knows
You've
my
gotta be
dad. My
kidding
dad
me.
comes to the window.
Of
We're talking,
course.
shooting the shit. The cop's like, "All right, go slow." And I was like, Jesus, man, this state
Oh
is
my
so
gosh, it's
everybody
so
knows.
small.
They went to the
That
cigar
went from-
shop. Yeah, they went to the cigar shop
that's
together, and they
awesome.
knew
That's
each
amazing.
other. But yeah, I have a lot of good. This is a good one. This is
Yeah.
a little
Tell
longer.
that other one.
It's a little longer, but so last summer, so my fiance's from New Jersey, Bergen County, bigger area.
That's why she's skiing in slush. She's
Yeah,
got
exactly.
She's a Jersey
right?
girl.
She's a Jersey girl. So
Was she like the Giants, Jets? She a sports fan?
she got no idea what's going on. But
Okay, that's fine.
But I'm a diehard Giants fan. Diehard.
Cut this.
No.
Get him out of the studio.
Let's talk about
You're a
it.
Giants
Cut that
fan?
Oh, diehard. Yeah, that's right, baby. Let's talk about
How
it.
have we never talked about this? I would have
I
never
didn't wanna-
invited you on if I knew you were a
Let's
Giants
talk
fan.
about it. Let's talk
This is
about it.
unbelievable.
We'll talk about the catch. We'll talk about Eli's unbelievable throw to Manningham.
Don't say unbelievable.
Best
Talk
throw-
about
wait.
luck. Pure luck.
Are the police on their way?
Yeah.
Get this guy out.
This
of
is
here.
unbelievable.
Best throw in Super Bowl history.
This is.
Second.
Are you
best.
kidding me?
No, I'd like
well,
to talk
maybe
about
they-
it.
The best throw in
Oh
Super
my
Bowl
gosh.
history.
Okay. Is it not?
This got derailed.
Best throw in Super Bowl history.
I like you, so I'm
No.
just. We're gonna pass by this.
He
because
dropped it
my
between
blood pressure right
no,
now.
I think it was Harrison, and I don't know who the corner was. Maybe Samuel. He dropped it right in his hands. He had.
So about that right in.
Yeah.
seriously.
Population
This
of
is like
Thailand.
the fact that you're calling that is like.
Best, man. It's the best.
I could toss this microphone at you right now.
But Patriots draft pick Drake May is a superstar.
Yeah.
He's gonna be really. Yeah, he's good, man.
I hope so.
I love
I
college
was
football.
I was
I was hoping.
I was
Giants
big
trade up.
on Milton, so I'm glad we got him, even though it was a sixth round pick. but
Yeah, I think May's really.
I wanted Marvin Harrison Jr.
So bad.
Yes,
bad.
but I'm really happy that we drafted Neighbors. But Harrison Jr. is a
He's a stud.
Yeah.
they're both studs.
Stud.
And Adunze is a stud. Too.
1A, 1B.
Yeah, they're-
Not 1 and 2. 1A, 1B.
We might have to
Yeah.
clip this part out because we're gonna go for hours.
I mean, I can talk about
Yeah,
it all.
I know.
I think we should put this in there.
Yeah. Oh no. For sure. I'm
I'm also a
just
Yankee
balls.
fan.
Yep. Okay.
Also a big
what
Yankee fan.
the
That's right.
fuck,
That's
Ara?
right. Yeah.
You're gonna get him canceled.
Yeah.
He's all about
Unbelievable. Okay.
This is the So New England podcast.
Tell us the other story. Jesus.
So, fiance's from Jersey, big area, comes to Rhode Island,
Yes.
moving here, and she has her reservation around so small, thinks it's like, farmland. I'm like, it's not, man. It's like a little metropolitan city.
It's,
It's a lot.
it's Long Island,
Come on,
honey.
man.
We're going to
Yeah.
Long Island.
It's a lot of fun. no one knows. No one knows where it is. No one knows. So no one's from there. That's
Right.
really her thing. I said, yeah, we got Paulie D, Olivia Culp. We got a lot of, Rocco Baldelli.
Right. Yeah. Ian Brownhill.
Yeah, Ian Brown.
Thanks. Appreciate
Laura.
it, man. You're just really digging me a grave right now.
Anyway, so we had a wedding in France last year. So we went to Nice.
Oh,
We
beautiful.
were right on the line of, I don't remember. We were either in Nice or Monaco because we went a little early.
Right.
Man, and I'm not a big traveler.
Yeah.
I just not, I haven't been a lot of places.
That's it. There's your New England story. For
Yeah,
you.
right.
Absolutely. I don't really want to leave North Providence or Cranston.
Yeah, I mean, it was
the
big.
Mecca of the
It was
world.
big. I moved to Cranston. That was like 6 miles away. It's a
I
big
know.
deal, right? That was actually pretty big. So anyway, we're on vacation before the wedding. We're on the beach, and no one's from. I mean, no one is. Everyone's from there. They're speaking French or Italian or whatever.
Right.
So this guy lays right next to me. We're on the beach. Him, I think it was with his wife, side piece, whatever. And you can just spot an American,
Yeah.
like clear as day.
The belly usually.
Oh, he's got the board shorts, the backwards hat, and I said, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Where's this guy from? So I said, I love it here. Yeah. I
Yeah.
said, so where you from? Oh, from Baltimore. Oh, cool. Where you from? Rhode Island. Yeah, my brother lives in Barrington.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not lying. Just wait. Didn't end. And I'm not lying. So I said, wake up. He knows people in Barrington. She's like, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Oh my.
Right? Because
She hated that.
Yeah, because I am always like, it's the best state. Everyone's from there. It's, you know what I mean? So we're in the lobby, right? This is an hour later. And I'm not kidding. We're in the lobby. And she goes upstairs. She's in the room. And the elevator's literally the size of this couch. So I'm like this with these two guys. And they're speaking English. So I'm like, oh, where are you guys from? We're from Connecticut. I said, I'm from Rhode Island. He said, we're professors. They're young. We're professors at Brown. We just started. I said, you're going to come upstairs.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
I bring these guys to my room. I knock on the door. I said, open up. So she's like, well, I'm busy. I said, guys, peek your head in. Tell her where you're from. They're like, yeah, we teach at Brown. She's like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
So we go to dinner at night. Dude, I wish I could make this up. No
That
one's
is
going to believe
hysterical.
me.
Yep.
I get it. She saw it all. We go to dinner. We go to this hole in the wall place. This is, I think, the next night, second night, third night. Hole in the wall. The only people there are me, her, and the cook, the husband and wife making the food. So they speak very little English. Where you're from, and they weren't going to know Providence. So
Right.
I say New York, Boston, New York.
Yeah.
She's from the New York area. They're like, oh, nice. They don't say anything. So they say. So the wife comes out. She said, you're from Boston. No, that's not a good accent.
Yeah.
But I can only do.
You're
like
in France, right?
Yeah, I can only do a Borat accent.
You're from Bolsine.
Ooh, that was pretty good. Oh, Jean Mapel.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
My mom would be very disappointed because I'm
She
French.
comes out and she said, you're from Boston. I said, near Boston. She said, near Providence? I said, in Providence. She said, my parents are from Pawtucket.
Oh my gosh.
The bucket.
I said, what fucking show am I on?
This
is not real.
That's awesome.
So now she's like, you got to be kidding me, right? Like, no one's from there. Now everybody's from there.
Yeah.
Right? And we're leaving. We checked out the next day. I'm leaving the lobby with my bags in hand. And I walk past an older gentleman, nice guy, probably 75. And I can spot that Brown's Bear hat.
Oh my.
And I said,
gosh.
Brown. And he said, he gave me a thumbs up. And I said, he's got a Brown hat on.
So you met 6 people. Six.
Four people. We'll say
Right.
6 though. 4 people from Rhode Island or had a Rhode Island connection in Nice.
Yeah.
That is unreal.
And I swear to God, it
it happens everywhere.
dude, it was
This
unbelievable.
is that moment.
When I was in Ireland, my fiance and I, we traveled all around. Now, granted, Ireland's not that far. Like everyone,
Still
from
far,
others-
man.
Rhode Island has a huge Irish influence. So we are in Ireland. We're over in Galway. It's like 7 o'clock at night, and we're going to see a show. And we get on the elevator, and we're like right outside the elevator. Now, here's the funky part. When I had gotten off the elevator, I'm like, I don't know, I have like OCD. So like there was a certain number on the door of this one room that was really close to the elevator. When I got off, I was like, I like that number. I was like, man, that would suck to be so close to an elevator. You must hear that in your room all night. I'm just weird like that. I noticed that shit. So We were there for 2 nights. And then on like the 3rd night, we're going out and we get in the elevator and the door opens. So I like hold the door and this, girl comes, she goes like, oh, how are you doing? Welcome to Ireland and all
Hey,
this
that
kind of
was
stuff.
pretty good.
Yeah, she's like,
pretty good.
oh, where are you folks from? And we're like, oh, we're from New England. We're from Boston. She's
New
like,
England, yeah.
she's like, oh, I'm from Rhode Island. And I was like, what the fuck? So then my friend I was like, oh, we're actually from Rhode Island. We just say Boston. And she goes, oh yeah, I grew up in Portsmouth. And I'm like, where? She's like, I've been here. I married an Irishman. I've been here for like 5 years, and I just like my accent has changed. And she goes on to like talk perfect English. So like it was more to like kind of like fit in and not be like a
Dude.
And I was like, this is nuts. So it's just the 3 of us on the elevator. So it was almost like I knew a Rhode Islander was behind that
That's
door.
the best.
Isn't that wild?
That's
It's
awesome.
insane.
So as we like to say on the podcast, that is so New England.
Oh, that was cool. That was
We're
good.
working on getting you.
No, that's a great story.
Yeah.
So you know why I like it here? There's a sense, and this is Boston too.
Yeah.
Boston's got this, and there's parts in New York, probably like Brooklyn or the Bronx. There's hometown pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud, man, to be from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I want to be at that Friars game when they're hanging on to beat somebody.
Right.
It's rocking.
Georgetown this year.
Yeah, hopefully. Although I think Bryce Hopkins is going to transfer
Yeah,
to Georgetown.
Yeah,
that was
maybe.
pretty crazy, but I
we'll
saw
see.
that today. Yeah, hopefully not. Anyway, like I love it. Right.
Yeah.
I was in LA maybe 5-10 years ago. It was during, I can't remember, there was a big sporting event on TV, maybe NBA Finals, whatever. And I was like, oh, let's go to the bar, watch the game. Couldn't find it. I was like, where the hell's this street? Asking everyone on the street, where's this? I'm not from here. I don't know. I'm not from here. I'm not from here. I'm not from here. So we finally find the bar. There's a big play in the game. I don't know. Goal, dunk, whatever. No one's watching. I said, is anybody from here? Nobody cares.
Nope.
If PC dunked it, Bradley Cafe's roof would pop off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's, there's a sense of
there is.
hometown pride. and
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I
Absolutely.
love it. So maybe it's small-minded, but the best state, man. I love New England.
Absolutely.
How could you not love New
Awesome.
England?
Yeah, this is true.
Little Ryan.
We've got all the seasons. We got all the great people. We got a lot of amazing
Food?
stuff to offer.
Food?
Like your food.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Next time I'll bring food.
Yeah. That'd
Next
be
time
awesome.
and 30 donuts because it ain't happening.
I'm telling you, it's
It's
easy
literally
money.
not happening.
Easy money.
Easy money?
Easy money for me.
Okay.
All right. So you gave us the address. What are your hours? So that people know when they
Yep.
want to come, if they're going to watch this podcast, they can come in, they can come meet you, see you, and try out some of these dishes you got.
816 Park Avenue, Cranston, across from the old Benny's. We're open 8 to 6 Monday through Wednesday.
Yep.
8 to 7 Thursday, Friday. 9 to 2 on Saturday. Those were COVID hours that stuck. And
Yep.
my staff doesn't want to stay late.
Right.
So right now we're there 9 to 2, but we're on every DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Seamless, or all those apps.
Right.
You can order online. We have a cool website, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. We're there. Come say hi. And if you mention Ian, we'll charge you double.
That's not how this was supposed to
Right?
work. All right, guys, that is going to conclude episode 4 of the So New England podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. And all right, thank you so much for
Is this the camera?
coming in. Yeah, that's your camera.
Oh,
right
I
there.
didn't look at it once.
That's
I
okay.
was looking at you guys.
That's all right. It's not
right.
supposed to be that
All
we
right.
we do that. Only I am obsessed with seeing myself in the camera.
Appreciate this. This was fun.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I like this.
Thank you very much
Appreciate
for
you
coming
so
on.
much for coming
thanks,
on.
guys.
It was
This
a
is
pleasure to
awesome.
finally
And thank you
meet
guys for tuning in and listening. And as always, life's better
in New England.
Nice.